Hello, 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 beautiful blessed ones. It's your Triple G here, Donna Salee, transformational life and dream builder coach, motivational speaker, workshop and book club facilitator, very, very soon to be best-selling author, and you'll hear more deets about that soon, and the founder of Life Destiny Solutions, where the life you're living connects with the destiny your soul desires to express. I am so thrilled to welcome you to episode 6 of Women, Wisdom, and Wine, which is a weekly live segment where women gather virtually to talk about their experiences about life, healing, growth, and transformation. Because I truly believe that if you are alive, you have wisdom to share that can help someone else. So I want to invite you to stick around until the end of the segment, where I will tell you how you can learn more about me, about Life Destiny Solutions, and where you can download my free guide, 5 Steps to Begin Living a Life You Truly Love. I will also share with you how you can be a guest on this show and how you can share with me segments and conversations that you'd like to hear more about. All right, now y'all know how I am. It's Women, Wisdom, and Wine. So before we get started, I want you to go in the chat and I want you to tell me what you're sipping on this evening. Let me know. Maybe it's some water. maybe you're hydrating tonight. Maybe you have your green juice, but share with me what you're drinking. Y'all know I got my red wine. I'm drinking a red blend from Argentina tonight, and it is very good. And as you are typing in the chat, we're going to get it going. All right. So I got a few comments as we were doing the intro, and I know the men joined too. So thank you. I appreciate you. We do appreciate the men joining as well. Good evening, Tracy, my sister girl from my hometown. And Daryl said he's drinking water. That's good. You need to hydrate. And Tracy, you need your copy of the new guy, honey. Stick around to the end. I'm going to tell you, all you have to do is go to my website. You can download it, okay? All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started by bringing in my Triple G, my good girlfriend, Miss Janet Stafford, who found her passion for pastry while she was residing in Harlem, New York City. And she took a leap to be professionally trained as a pastry chef in 2006. She is currently the owner of Harlem Girl Treats, which ships delicious creations all across the U.S., although she truly spread her pastry wings here in the ATL. She is going to share her long journey to where she is now and her experience of following her dreams. And I'm all about that as a single mother. Let's put our virtual hands together and welcome my Triple G, Miss Janet Stafford. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. What's up, everybody? What's going down? I'm drinking red wine too, by the way. I got
you. You know, we're the red wine girls.
Okay. And red lips tonight because we did not match. We didn't think we were going to do this, but
No, we didn't plan it. But it is almost Valentine's Day. And so while I don't really need a holiday to wear red, because you know it's my favorite color, I love hearts. So, and you can't really see the hearts on my nails, but I love hearts. So any excuse to wear red and hearts, I'm good.
Gotcha, sis. Gotcha.
And I know that's your girl right there, Black Girls Golf.
Oh,
do listeners get free cookies?
she's one of my mentors. So we'll talk about that in a moment. I got a lot of them, but she's definitely one
Absolutely.
of my biggest supporters, and she's dope.
Absolutely. And
So
you know I met her, so I already know.
oh yes, you did. You sure did.
Yes. So what I want to do is go ahead and get started. And I want you to know you're kind of low. So I know,
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to do like me and use your outside voice.
Okay, how about
I
now?
use it all the time.
Am I good now?
You are. It's just you're just low. And you know I'm loud.
I'll talk louder.
Yeah, go use that New York voice.
I mean, Okay, I'm with you. Let's go. Let's do this.
So I wanted to get started. I wanted to give you the opportunity to tell us about your dream of becoming a pastry chef. When did it really start? What, was there something that really sparked it? And what did the dream look like in your mind at the time?
Okay, so it actually happened because I got laid off from my job. I was 8 months pregnant with my daughter. And I get real emotional when I talk about that. I always start off with that. But because that was a real emotional time, I had never been laid off from a job, especially 8 months pregnant. So what are you going to do? And I knew that at that point, I wanted to have I wanted a career where no one can take it from me. I wanted to do something that I love to do. And it just popped in my head. It was just like an aha moment. Like, you know what? You've always loved pastries. You always loved these beautiful treats. Why not think about this path? This is something that you can make on your own. You can do it on your own and not have to follow anyone's rules. And that's kind of where it started, literally 8 months pregnant. And after I had my daughter, I want to say it was like maybe 5 months after I had her, I said, I'm going to culinary school. And it was hard as hell. Girl.
To say the least, I'm sure.
I was like, what the hell? Why God do me like this? Like, why at 5 months pregnant? Having her 5 months, thinking about going to culinary school. Why not 10 years before? Why not 10 years later? It was at that moment I said I had to do it. It was a pressing issue. And I made it happen. It was hard as hell.
Yes. Well, and I want you to kind of talk about that because I know a lot of your story as far as this. So I know it's something that we've talked about, but let me ask you, so when you decided to I know you said it just kind of, dropped on you. It was like you had to do it. Was there something, was it just an idea? Did someone say something that sparked the idea? Just how did that come about? Because you're right, having a brand new baby.
Right.
And being a single mother and not living with family in New York, right? Weren't you living? Yeah.
I was living by myself. One of my best friends lived very close to me, but that, she's my family as well. But my family was in Delaware and DC, all over, Virginia, wherever. It popped in my mind. Actually, I have a couple of best friends, 5. One of my best friends, Tisha, that you've all met, you've met all of them. She reminded me that, God, I get so emotional about talking about this time in my life because it was again, we will talk about how hard it was because there was a lot of transformation. There was a lot of leaning on God. And that's why I get real emotional about it. She said to me, you always liked pastries in college. Like you always had cookbooks. And I didn't remember that. That's the crazy part. I did not remember that I did that in college. I used to make pancakes from scratch. We would all hang out at their house over the weekend. And I didn't remember. And it all kind of rushed back to me. It was like, you know what? You were meant to do this. This is something that you love to do. And I come from a creative family anyway, a lot of artists. I think, my brother's an actor. I had a lot of that kind of energy in my family. So that was my art, and it just kept aching at me. And I wouldn't let it, I just didn't know how to let it go. And I just was like, that's probably why I was like, I got to do it now, because it was like one of those things where you have to do it. It's no other avenues.
Yes, I get that. So, okay, well, let's just go ahead and dive into, the difficulties and the hardness, the hardness of it, because we're going to end on all the great stuff. So
Yeah.
let's talk about the struggle. People need to hear about that.
Let me drink. Hold on.
Take a sip, girl.
Okay, so single mom. Okay, I have a degree. I went to Grambling State University, one of the finest historical Black colleges. Just saying, just putting that out there. But no, I had a degree, never struggled, never really had any issues. I was able to travel and do what I wanted to do. And God was like, oh, you about to get pregnant and you about to have this baby. And the situation wasn't ideal. The gentleman that I was with was verbally abusive, and it just took me one time. I'm one of those, you and I.
Yes.
It took me one time to figure that out. And at that time, I did not know I was pregnant. And then when I did find out I was 6 weeks, he does know. He's very aware. He just chooses not to do what he's supposed to do. But legally, he does. I made sure of that.
Okay. Right. You got to have that support. I mean, yeah.
Because it does take a village, and I'm not saying it as if I need that portion of it, but there needs to be some accountability on all parts. Yeah. So going forward, it took a village. It took a lot of people to help me get on this path. My mother, God rest her soul, she just passed away shortly, a month ago. She used to sacrifice for me. She would drive from Delaware to New York every weekend to watch my daughter. She would drive 3 hours on Saturday mornings. I went to culinary school on the weekends. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she would drive to watch my daughter on the weekends. And then she would drive back Sunday nights. Before that, though, I had a really good girlfriend by the name of Shay, and her husband Rick, and her whole family that live in Harlem. They used to watch my family every weekend. And my mother kind of just was like, you know what, I want to, be with my grandbaby. But I'm telling you this because if it wasn't for people like that, if it wasn't for my mother, of course, my mom always held me down, but it was people just holding me down and seeing how passionate I was, and also seeing that I was really good and I was really serious about it. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I had an opportunity to work for Club Med after I graduated. What? Oh,
you were stuttering. It's okay. I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're good.
So after I graduated culinary school, I was given an opportunity to work for Club Med, wherever I wanted to go. However, I have a child. And because I wasn't a head chef, they were like, well, you can't bring your child. And I was like, well, I can't do it. I worked for a 4-star restaurant. It was called Koi in the Bryant Park Hotel in New York. And I loved it, but I worked and I had a babysitter at night, bringing my baby home at 1 a.m, and then still having to go to work the next day. At that time, I started working again. Well, I just killed my dream at that point. I really did. I had to sacrifice my dream for my child because she was more important. And also because I wasn't getting paid like I was supposed to, like corporate America did. You have to work your way up. You have to grind. And I was 31, when I started all this journey. And I just remember nights coming home late at night. I hadn't eaten and she was asleep and I just didn't see my baby, really didn't talk, didn't interact with her the whole day because I was gone. And I was like, this has got to change. This is not the way I want to get into culinary. I didn't want to do that for that reason. I wanted to do this to change our lives. And I just I just gave it up at that time, really. And then I thought about it and I prayed on it. And I don't know if I'm rambling or not because I'm just emotional.
You're
about
good.
my
You're
journey.
fine.
And I just, whatever. But, and I'm shy. You know that. I'm just saying. But anyway.
She is, y'all.
I am. I'm so shy. I'm sitting here like, oh, Jesus. But anyway, that's when I came up with Harlem Girl Treats. So I came up with that. I want to say late 2006, 2007. No, sorry, 2007. My daughter was born in 2006. 2006. I graduated culinary school when she was 1 year and 1 day old. That's how that got down. A year later, almost a year later, I started Harlem Girl Treats, which is named after my daughter. She was born in Harlem. She was a girl. I made
She's a Harlem girl.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Right. And I just said, you know what? I have to do it my way. If I'm going to be in this, I have to do it my way. I want to be trained. Obviously, I want to work in kitchens. I want to do all of these awesome things, but this is not my time. This is not my time. How do you do both? You got to figure out a way. And I figured out, well, I'm going to start selling the coffee shops. I'm going to start, doing little stuff. I was doing, I was taking stuff to her school. Like I was just doing little stuff just to keep myself active. And then it just went dead for how many years? 12 years. I had to sacrifice because I was like, my baby needed me. And I was like, my dream has got to die. Just like a lot of women and men out there. We put our children, we put our families, we put our husbands or men or whatever in front of our dreams. And I think it was my mother passing away was the reason why I was like, F this, I'm doing this and I'm doing this hard. And my brother, his growth encouraged me too. Like I said, he's an actor and he's starting to bloom. And I'm like, I see all of and I see you doing your thing. And I just see all my friends in my circle doing so many positive things. And I'm like, what the hell am I sitting for? Especially during Corona. You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing?
What am I waiting for?
What'd you say, sis?
What am I waiting for?
Yeah, what the hell are you waiting for? So now I'm just balls to the wall.
Right. Just doing it. Yeah. So I want to ask you, so I thought that was an interesting choice of words. I'm backing up a little bit. You had said that you killed your dream, meaning that you had decided at that time, I can't do what I can't bring my dream to fruition right now. It's just not the time. It's just not you talked yourself out of it at that time.
I did.
Okay. And then you kind of got a little second wind and you said, well, I'm just going to do little things so that I can keep my skills up and I can, maybe, who knows, maybe somebody will notice something and it'll go somewhere. But you also, what point did you leave Harlem and leave that area and have to restart, because you got to reestablish yourself when you move to a new city.
Right. Well, I left Harlem because, well, first of all, I miss Harlem. I miss it tremendously because of the culture, because of the vibe. That was my home. I don't know if this, I'm a military brat, but Harlem is definitely, and I was born in the Bronx. But Harlem is where I really
boogie down.
I flex my muscles, honey. And that's a whole nother conversation.
Anyway, don't get me started. I'll start going back to some KRS-One. Don't start.
Girl,
Come on
I've been
now.
Listen, I've been drinking.
That's old school. That's old school boogie down.
Right. Okay. I knew I could not survive in Harlem with a child on the salary. I was making good ass money. I was making. She had a nanny and everything. She had it all. But there was a moment. There was a screech, your car screeching moment. My baby girl at 6 years old told me, she called me from Delaware. She used to go to Delaware and stay for the summers with my family. And she called me, or I called her, I should say. And she told me she didn't want to come home because I didn't spend enough time with her. That was it. I was a director at that time. I was a director in a shelter, associate director. And I was like, what the hell do you do? Your 6-year-old child is telling you
you're not spending enough time with me.
So not only am I sacrificing my dream, I'm not spending time with my daughter. Do you know how a woman, how somebody would feel?
Right.
Girl, I was like, I literally left my apartment. I had my lease wasn't up. I left money on the table. I was like, my daughter is everything, and I'm going to do whatever I got to do. And I moved to Delaware and I hated it. Sorry, Delaware. But I absolutely hated it because I wasn't creative. It wasn't Harlem, and nothing's Harlem. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
My creativity was just dead. But Madison was happy. My daughter's name is Madison, as you know. She was ecstatic because she had all her family, around her. And I was like, I got to get the hell up out of here because this is definitely a dream killer, And I was just like, I got to figure out something. And then lo and behold, I met someone, and I was blessed to have him in my life at the time. We moved to Georgia and things just changed. It changed so much. She's grown, she's blossomed. I have found a career here. I think I work in wealth management now, and I love my job. However, it wasn't my passion. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't my passion. And then
that was the job is to pay for the passion.
You already know.
And I get a amen. Because that's I say the same thing for me.
Hell yeah.
This is my passion.
Right.
But I gotta work the job so I can fuel the passion. Pay for the passion, pay for the fun and the hobbies,
paying
and
for the business consultant, paying for the everything, the supplies, but my company is now starting to pay me, as far as I'm talking about Harlem Girl Treats. But you're right. I mean, and I can't leave that. I have profit sharing and freaking 401ks and all that kind of insurance. And, I'm not leaving that until I know that I've tapped every avenue that I can before I have to absolutely go.
Yes. Yes. So there was some time, and I really want to kind of reiterate this, because I think this is so interesting, in talking about being a single mother, following your dream. And I think a lot of people, I know of people who literally killed the dream themselves and never revived it. They never, like you picked the dream back up and breathed life into that dream again. And I think that's so important for not just single mothers, because we live in a day and time where there's single fathers, many single fathers as well. Right. And not just single people. There are people who are married, men and women that give up their dream, their life, their passions, their, the things they really, really want to do. They give it up because they have children, because they have spouses, because they have a home they have to take care of, because they have, a lot of people kind of get that attitude like, I don't have time. But, you really don't have time not to follow your dream, because, I can't remember the exact saying, but there's a saying that talks about how, when people are on their deathbed, they're not regretting the things they did. They're regretting the things they didn't do. And I always often think about that. Like, I don't want to regret not living this life to the fullest, just really enjoying, because I believe that everything we have here, this, I'm not talking about people's attitudes and all this craziness going on, but the way this earth, just for me to just sit on the near the ocean and hear and see the ocean, that's a whole nother world under there. It's like only God can do that. So it's like, those are the things that remind me that this earth, this life is meant to be enjoyed. We're not just here to get by, to scrape by, to barely make it. We are meant to go beyond that and to enjoy it and to ride it till the wheels fall off. Girl.
As a piggyback off of that, I say you have to be uncomfortable. You have to get out of your comfort zone. Like I told I was texting my brother today, and we were talking about business and just things going on. I said, I'm fearless. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. If I fail at this, at least I tried. I gave it my best. I did my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a quitter. And if I ever say I'm going to do something, I've always done it. I have always proven it. And it's not for anybody else. There could be nobody in the room. I know God is watching. You know what I'm saying? I know my ancestors are watching. And I know my baby's watching. My baby girl is always watching. She's
and you don't want to let you down.
Hell
like
no,
I think how many times I let
you know that.
Down. Like I don't want to do that.
And let me tell you something. My circle besides you and Black Girls Golf, that would be Tiffany. She got in my ass. she and I'm saying she was
I could see her doing it too, because she plays no game.
She got in my butt because she was like, "You're dope. What the hell are you doing? Like, why are you? What the?" And I mean, and I'm talking about, I have nothing but strong people around me, whether it's men or females or whatever, strong, white, black, indifferent. All of them are strong because all my friends are reflections of me. That's what I have to have around. You know how and they're all like, what are you doing? And they're not sugarcoating shit. Excuse my language. They're like, you need to get on the top of your game. You need to do this. You need to do it. And I heard it and I heard it. And I was like, I know it takes us a moment to click, but I'm like, it's too many people on my corner. It's too many people supporting me. My boy in California said, one of my best friends from college, he owns a store. He's been in this for years, right? He's like, Red. They call me Red. Red, what the hell are you doing? He calls me out of the blue. What are you doing? You dope. What are you doing? So how many times you have to hear that you dope for you to believe it? How many times God got to show you something? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. God got to show it to you. So I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of this bullshit. Excuse my language. I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of having doubt. There's always going to be somebody better than you. There's always going to be somebody smarter. There's always going to be this. But what's different from my business is me and my drive and why I started it. Why it's Harlem Girl Treats. Why it's named after my daughter. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I flow. And I'm like, either you rock with me or you don't. But you're going to respect my gangster. You're going to respect where I'm coming from because it's passion, it's love. This is what I love to do. It's just damn cookies. I'm not trying to change the world. It's just cookies, but I do a damn good cookie.
But you do, girl. Let's talk about the cake. Okay.
Oh,
see, they talk about that quarantine 15. Part of the reason is because of this young lady right here. Girl, I tried this new recipe, girl. I didn't have nobody else to get. Come on. You know I can't
eat it. You live 5 minutes away. I gotta.
So I
read and talk, girl. I can't do this. I don't know how you do this.
No, that's why I control what's coming up. I was saying, don't worry about it. I want to talk about a couple things that were said because several people said you can't hear me.
I can't hear you. Nope. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'll just sit here and drink
is
wine.
Everyone else out there can you guys hear me? Can you guys type in the chat if you can hear me? Yes, no?
I see you. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Oh, okay. Tracy says she can hear us. They can hear us.
They can hear you? I don't know what to do.
Go out and come back in.
Both. Okay. Let's do sign language. Shit. I don't know.
Go out now and come back in.
Maybe it's mine. Do you want me to log out?
Yep. Log out and come back in.
Okay. Do you want me to log out?
Okay.
And come back in?
Yep.
Is that a yes or
I'll
no?
bring you back in. I'm going to remove. Hold on. Let me try something else. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Bring me back in.
Okay.
Hello? No.
Can't hear. Go out and come back in. Okay, y'all. Technical difficulties. This is what happens when it's live. And so she went out. Okay. I wanted to come back to a couple of the comments while she's going out and coming back in, because one of the things she said, one of the things that Tracy Sachs said, and I love this, she said that we have to get out of our own way to live, love, and grow. And I love that. That's so true. We are in our own way most of the time. And I love the fact that Janet has been blessed to have people in her corner that are telling her the truth about who she is. And you can hear me now? Okay.
I hear you now.
So you're back in. So I was just telling the audience that Tracy Sachs, she said, we have to get out of our own way to live, love, and grow. And I was saying, I love that, because that's exactly what it is most of the time, is that we're in our own way. But your mentor, She said, I refuse to let you bury your gift. Eagles don't flock with pigeons. And that's so, I mean,
Girl,
that's
you
so
better
true.
stop, Tiffany.
That's that. No, Tiffany is telling the truth. I love
Listen,
it.
Tiffany be saying some. I think she be
I
saying,
love
no,
it.
I'm saying she be saying some stuff. That's why I'm like, she's an old soul.
Yeah,
She has
but
mentored so many people, and that's my sister. That is my sister.
and
Oh,
Tiffany,
I love her.
I want you to come on the
Absolutely love
show.
her.
So
One of my best.
out to the end, so I can tell you how to come on the show. Um, Timothy said, "There's only one you. Only you will do things like you," and that's so true. You know, when you have a business, you know,
Right.
you are selling. You're not just selling. If you have a product business, you're not just selling the product. If you have a coaching business, if you have whatever business it is,
Right.
you are also selling yourself because you're putting yourself into whatever you're
Right.
doing. You're putting your, you know, and this is the thing.
Right.
People
There
will
you
say,
go.
I don't want to pay, you know, $3.25 for a cookie. Well, guess what? I went to school. I can give you something that somebody else can't.
Mhm.
So we pay for the things that we want. So I love that.
That's right.
And okay. And
Right.
so people were saying they could hear us both. But
I know. Thank you guys for being patient. I'm sorry. I don't know what
okay,
happened.
no, it's okay. Okay, so everybody else was just saying
Totally
that they
on.
could see, but I wanted to back up and see those comments. That's why I control the comments that come on the show, everybody. Every comment is not necessary to be seen. So, so what I'd like, no, Daryl said we can't miss your loud self. So, And so Tiffany said something else. She said, folks pay for what they want. Stand in line for 20 minutes for a $6 cup of Starbucks. If you don't preach that, that is the truth. So we
That's
do
right.
what we want to do.
Yep.
Oh, and Tracy, thank you. Thank you, Tracy. So she said, thanks for all the inspiration. She is also a business owner. I had her on a
Thank you,
few weeks
Tracy.
ago. So I wanted
I think I
to,
did.
did you? Yeah, she was on a few weeks ago, and I actually know her from high school. So so I
Wow.
wanted
That's awesome.
to talk about your regrets. What regrets, I'm sure, other than waiting so long, were there any
Right.
regrets that you had about the path, and how have you worked through those regrets to realize that it's just, you know, where you were and how how you handled it at that
Right.
time?
My only regret is I should have listened to my inner gut, which I call it my inner God. That's what I call it.
Mhm.
I should have
Mhm.
listened to it because I had this all this time and I just didn't know. And I think about, I'm like, God, I could have, because you know, if they don't know, they don't know. You and I and Maddie are going to Paris because I want to train. Remember we talked about that?
Yes,
And
ma'am. I'm going
hopefully
to
that
Paris.
happens
Just
this
let
year.
me
Hopefully
know.
it doesn't. We don't know. I know because you and Maddie are sightseeing. I'm going to classes. So the point of all that is I got to kind of go backwards. I want to go backwards and retrain myself to do the fine pastries again. And so I think about that regret. That regret is if I was younger, I would have done that. I would have leaped. I would have done all these different things. And I was fearless when I was younger. Before I had a child, they change you. You know, good parents change. You know, that's just they
Yeah.
just do.
Yeah.
And um I would have done Paris. I would have done Club Med. I would have been in Italy. I would have been wherever I wanted to be. I would have been backpacking. I would have done all that because that was part of. I was pregnant actually, and one of my good friends, Deezy, and I were going backpacking in Europe. And I was gonna go, and I was gonna look. We were gonna taste foods, and we were gonna go do all of that. I didn't do it. I was scared because I had a stomach. You know, I had a baby in my stomach, and I was scared. I was fearful. You know, but now I'm not, and that's the only regret I have. I obviously have no regret about having my beautiful
Of
baby.
course. No.
I have no regret of how it happened because God wanted to happen the way it did after the chain of events.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the only regret. That's it.
Yes. Yeah. I just
Not listening to my gut, standing in my way.
just and that is a lesson learned. Those are the lessons that we learn.
Are you still there? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Are you having a hard time hearing me again? You can't hear me? We can hear you. I don't know what's going on with her. Y'all, we having some technical difficulty tonight. Okay, there she goes.
Yeah.
Okay, there she is. So
no, you're freezing up a little bit. Okay. No, you look fine. It's just frozen a little bit. That's why I was like, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think my signal is strong. So what I wanted to kind of talk about is what would you tell your daughter? I don't know why. Everybody else can hear both of us. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to private chat her. Hear us both. I'm sorry. This is the thing when you do a live show. So what I wanted to
it just sounds like it's stuttering. It's like going in and out for some reason. I hear you.
Okay. So you can hear me to ask a question if I ask you a question? Can you hear me? You can?
You were asking me, I think, were you asking me about what would I ask?
I was going to ask, what would you tell your daughter? Mm-hmm. Yes, we can hear you. What would you tell your daughter or another, any other young lady, young woman about following their dream and about the possible cost of not doing it? What would your advice be?
Ooh, this sounds like an SAT question, honey. What I tell my daughter specifically, I'm silly. I tell her basically, you just do whatever you want to do because I got your back. And you basically hearing that you have someone supportive or having supportive people around you is, I think, the part of the fear, that lessens the fear. So I always tell her, I'm like, just do it. Just don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry about what they say. People are going to talk about you no matter what. People are going to feel some kind of way. They're going to try to persuade, to make you go a different way or what have you. Just do it. Like, that's what I wish I would have done. If I could have talked to my younger self, I would have said, just do it. But again, I did have a support system. I had a support system, but I was just still scared. And I had people like Tiffany and you and other people telling me to do it, but I still was scared. So it had to take, I guess, my mother passing away for me to be like, unfortunately, she was scared. She lived scared. And she probably projected a lot of that on me.
Yes.
But yes. She kind of became a hermit toward the end. And it's unfortunate because she had such a beautiful spirit. Like she rode motorcycles and she was in the Air Force and she used to work on fighter jets. And she was dope. She was all these things. And I saw this as a young child, but then she changed. And I was like, well, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? I know that happens. Mm-hmm. And yes, I am doing it, baby.
Yes.
But
yes.
I would tell her, like, she sees how I get. She sees how my daughter sees how I get down. And she sees if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. So I tell her, there's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing, absolutely, positively, nothing you can't do because your mom is rocking it. And I'm 47. I have no problem saying that. But I'm 47 and I'm now living my dream. And I feel so happy and so free. I really, really do. So that's exactly what I would tell any child, anybody that comes to me and talks to me. And I'm open to, like, what do you do? How do you do that? Whatever. I talk about it because I'm like that brother said, it's only a one me. So I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to show you. I can give you a little bit of them jewels. Absolutely. But you're going to have to pick them up and do what you do with them.
Yes. So, because once again, it's all about you're giving to that dream. You're putting into that dream. You're sowing that seed into that dream.
Yes.
You know, and I love Tracy. You said that, I think, when you were on the show about that t-shirt. I love that. You said you wore it till the red glitter came. Anything a boy could do, a girl could do better. All right. Sorry, guys. But I want to really bring a few things home. I want to bring a few things home. One thing is, huh? What'd you say?
I said, you over there kikiing. I said, you over there laughing.
I'm laughing because I think that skirt is so funny and that glitter falling off. I'm imagining it. I'm getting the visual, actually. So what I wanted to kind of bring home and talk about a little bit is about the fact that you had people in your corner and behind you that were lifting you up and building you up. They were stinging you with the truth, but it was true, and it was encouragement, and it was upliftment. It wasn't putting you down. It wasn't, they weren't talking down to you, but they were letting you know, look, you have a talent. You have a dream. Right. You're dope. And one of my coach friends, she's the dope mom coach, and it stands for dreaming on purpose every day. And I love that. They told you this. And so sometimes, especially women, we have to do that for one another. It's so important for us to uplift one another and to, push each other to be their best. And guess what? Even if I was a baker, that was my thing, and I had this show, I would still have Janet on. You know why? Because she's going to reach people with what she has that I won't, and vice versa. Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so we women have to really, there's your brother. Aw, hi, brother.
He don't cry. See, he does it to me. He does it to me. I know this is a side note, but we have such an amazing bond now. After my mom passed away, we found out that we have a lot of similarities. And I really feel like he encouraged me. He doesn't even know he encouraged me. But with his gifts, and I know this is about women, but this is, again, my tribe. He's part of my tribe.
That's right. Oh, that's what I say. Men welcome.
I'm so inspired by him. And because he's never let his dream go, just like all of us, we want our dream. He said, hey, he's so silly. But we all have our dream. And if we keep at it, we keep plugging away at it, we keep killing it, we get good at it. You know what I'm saying? We get amazing at we get into our craft, and we get into our shit, excuse my language. But we get in our shit, and can't nobody take that from you. That's why you said you can have me on this show. As a baker, you could have been a baker, right? I would have still told you, I would have still talked to you. I would have said, do again, just to reiterate, you can't take what I do, and I can't take what you do. And you have a niche. I have a niche. And that's just what it's about. And it's just, I get emotional. I'm just so, it's like a new chapter in life, and it's like a new toy. It's like a new thing where you get excited about it. You know what I mean? You're excited about your growth. You're excited about your life. And you're like, I don't even know how to act. I don't even know how to talk. I don't know how to be, because I'm so excited. And it's so freeing. It just really is. Living in, you walking in your truth, walking in what you know. And that's how I feel right now. I'm feeling myself. I'm not even gonna lie. And I'm humbled, and I'm very honored, and I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed. People support me. They love me. They follow me. I'm making new friends. I mean, this is crazy. And I'm just humbled, like, for real. I just don't know what else to say. Sorry.
Well, I love that. So I
don't.
want to
It's just
encourage
a humbling
those
experience.
out there.
And then I heard, you just was like, hey, come on my show. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Like, do I really
I know you didn't
have
want
an
to come.
experience? And you're
I
like,
have
yeah, we all
another
do.
I have another couple of girlfriends that are shy as well. And they're like, oh, I'm not ready. I'm like, it's not about being ready. It's just a conversation. You know what I'm saying? We're just talking. Just like we would talk for we would talk and get together and have coffee and talk for 2 hours. It's just a conversation. But we need to have it's really about love. And not just sisterly love. I mean, this is to lift up women.
I'm reading comments. Look,
this
girl,
really is
I
to
have
lift.
ADHD because I'm reading.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. We're talking at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But this is not just about women, but we women have to lift one another up. And that is one of the things that one of the reasons I started Women, Wisdom, and Wine.
I'm listening to you, Donna. No, I'm not saying anything. I was listening to you.
Okay. Yeah, obviously it's a delay between us, so that's okay. But we really need to lift one another up. We need to compliment one another. We need to give each other those words of encouragement. When somebody is looking good, tell them they're looking good. Don't be mad because they didn't compliment you on what you got on. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. We have to lift one another up. Right. The other thing I want to say is that I love that there are men that come on this show as well and make comments and get involved, because we are a society.
Right.
We need each other. And so it's the same thing with us women and men. We have to lift each other up and we have to encourage one another. Everything is not a competition, because what you can do, I can't do. The only thing you can do is be the best you can be. I can't be you. You can't be me. There isn't another Donna in this world. And that's probably good for y'all. It would probably be a little overbearing, but there's only one me. There's only one Janet. There's only one D, one Tracy, one Tahiria, one, there's only one of us. So I just wanted to really bring you on and to share your story, because it really is a story of, even though you gave up on the dream, you came back and you picked it back up. So I want to encourage you, if you're on this show tonight, or you know someone who has let their dream go by the wayside, encourage them to pick that dream up. That's one of the things I do. I'm a dream builder coach. We forget to dream. We let what we call reality get in the way. But it's time for us to pick our dreams. So that's right. There's room for everyone to live in their purpose. That's right, Leland. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, that would be Rodney. So y'all, that's right, babe. I'm about to take over the airwaves. I don't know who said that. I don't know who it was, but thank you, whoever said that. But I do want you, I want to encourage us to really learn from Janet's experience and know that it's never too late to pick your dream up and breathe life into it again. Pick it up, revive it. If you got to perform CPR on that dream, perform CPR. If you need somebody to remind you about your gifts, those are the ones you go to. Yep. Those are the ones you go to. Jana says she surrounds herself with people who are doing big things. And guess what? If she wasn't doing big things, then she would be feeling some kind of way. Because you can't be comfortable around greatness if you're living in mediocrity. Doesn't work.
I can't hear you.
I'm sorry.
What just happened?
Yeah, when you're living in mediocrity,
I can't
you will always feel uncomfortable around greatness. So we're going to let her share. You can't hear me?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. And we have a delay. So I'm going,
but I can't hear you, sis. I don't know.
Okay, that's okay. I'm going to let her tell. Oh
God. Let's see.
Okay, so she went out and she's coming back in. But I'm going to have her tell you about how you can get in touch with her. That's right, Dee. Leave that mediocrity alone. So we had a lot of we had more technical challenges than normal tonight. And guess what? That's okay, because we still are getting the message about leaving mediocrity, picking up your dream and reviving it. Surround yourself with people that are going to encourage you and tell you what your gifts are, tell you who you are, remind you who you are, remind you whose you are, remind you that you are destined for nothing but greatness. Those are the people that we're going to begin to surround ourselves around tonight. I believe that for each and every one of us. I would like for you, my love, since you're back, to tell them a little bit about Harlem Girl Treats, what you offer, how they can get in touch with you, and about tonight's offer, or for the next 2 weeks, only 2 weeks.
Awesome. Okay, so I am now just doing cookies, and I'm doing cakes as well. I also cater. I do just drop off kind of situations. But basically, you can go to harlemgirltreats.com. You will see what I offer on there. There are some specialty things that I also do if you send me an email. Also, if you let me know you are watching Donna Sally's show, put it in the subject. When you email me, I will give you 15% off your purchase. But you have to email me. 15% is good, honey, because my stuff is awesome. But I am also always putting new things, and follow me on Instagram, because I put stuff on there that I don't put on my website. But basically right now I'm just building up momentum.
What is your IG?
That's what I'm doing right now, because I'm about to start killing it.
What is your IG?
My IG is also, everything's Harlem Girl Treats, darling. Harlem Girl Treats.
Okay.
But yeah, Harlem Girl Treats for hush for Facebook and Instagram. Would you cut it out? And all that. So yes, I am doing and then I also do seasonal things. Like I did some beautiful marbled sugar cookies, hearts. And you will be able to see those on my page. They are sold out, thank God. But yeah, I do everything. I do a lot of catering. Like I used to do a lot of catering before COVID happened. And I do have a corporate. My first corporate client. I'm very excited about that. I do gift boxes to their clients, and they have a lot of clients. So I've been baking my A off lately, yes. But I'm blessed, and I am looking forward to meeting everyone, for people to follow and to talk to me on there and talk about your journey. Because why can't we talk about journeys? It's not just about pastries. I mean, what are we doing?
That's the point. Talking about journeys.
Frozen.
Talking about journeys.
As
I said at the beginning, Dee's a New Yorker. So
yes. Had to be a New Yorker. Look at her.
So I would like for each of you, when you have time, go check out. What's good? Go check out her webpage. Go check out her IG, Facebook, Harlem Girl Treats. You can get it. I'm telling you, it is worth it. It's good. You won't be disappointed. And get that 15% off. That is only good through 2 weeks, is the 24th. Good people. The 24th.
Mm-hmm.
So from
And
tonight through the
all
24th.
over. I ship everything except for
Okay.
I ship all over except for the West Coast because it is too pricey for me to ship. So I apologize for that. But yeah, the West Coast is a no-no for right now. As I grow and expand, I will.
Yes. And shipping is slow right now too. So, to some areas. So we have to be careful with that.
But also, here's the thing. I use UPS Ground. They're very consistent. People that order, they always get their orders in 2 days, as long as it's Monday through Wednesday. That's when I try to ship out. I have a system now. I'm learning a lot. So
Awesome.
but yeah, that's one of the things. I have that's a part of growth. I have a UPS account, and I know the ins and outs now ish.
So 15% off through the 24th of February. We're going to email you, and we can get that 15% off if we put in the subject line Women, Wisdom, and Wine live segment. And you can let her know. Please remember, as she said, there are many things that she does that are not on her page yet. So if you have a special request, you have a special something that you want to see if she makes, email her. Check it out. You'd be surprised. Okay? So thank you so much, Janet, for coming on, for sharing your experience, for being vulnerable. I love this. What I love about this show is that the women, the guests are coming on here and just being vulnerable. So I'm going to take you to the backstage. You'll be able to hear what's going on. Dee is checking it out.
And Dee's my girl. Hey, girl.
Yes, she is. She's good people. So I'm going to take you to the back office. Thank you so much for coming on, and I'm going to close out. Okay. Bye. All right. So I want to, as promised, we're coming up on the hour. So I just want to tell you, thank you for joining. I appreciate, I have some regular supporters. I truly appreciate you. I want to ask you to please, if you're finding value in this show, please share it. Please, let people know that the show exists. Let them know that every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, they can join on Facebook Live and YouTube Live for those that don't do Facebook. So I just want to share with you very quickly, as promised, how you can find out more about me. You can go to my website right there, donnasalee.com. That is donnasalee.com. Don't forget those 2 L's and 2 E's. And you can find out about Life Destiny Solutions. You can also, while you're there, download my free guide, 5 Steps to Begin Living a Life You Truly Love. Because that's what I believe we ought to be doing here. All right. And if you are not already a member of the private Facebook group, you can go to Life Destiny Solutions. And remember, that is SOUL Solutions. And if Facebook isn't your thing, but IG is more your jam, come on over to Life Destiny Solutions on IG. Follow me there and just find out what's going on. Now, I want you to come on the show. You have a story to tell. You don't have to figure it all out. Okay. I just want to have a conversation. Let's talk about some of the things that you've been through, some of the adversities you've overcome, because it's all about overcoming and it's about sharing our story. Okay. So I want you to email me, donna@donnasalee.com. In the subject line, just put live segment. And you're just going to tell me a little bit about yourself, what it is you would like to discuss on the show. Okay. And I will get back to you. I promise you. And in the meantime, If you have a subject you'd like to hear someone else discuss, please send an email to that same place. Just put in the subject line segment idea, and then just tell me what you would like to hear someone else talk about. Let's see if I can find someone who is willing to talk about the subject that you want to hear about. Okay? All right. So I'm going to wrap it up. Just invite and share, and we will see you all in a couple of weeks. By the way, happy Valentine's Day. Enjoy some time with your family, friends, and loved ones. Thank you, Tracy. Enjoy your time with your family, friends, and loved ones. Okay. I love you. I want you to have a beautiful, beautiful week. I'll see you again next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to have our first male guest. So be looking out for those promos coming out at the beginning of the week. Okay. So that's going to be interesting. Finally, a man is coming on. We need a little testosterone in the mix, you know. So let's support our first male guest. And until next Thursday, you have a blessed week, and we are closing out. See you next time.